Hello everybody and welcome back to Games for Dads, and here we go. It's a brand new week, a brand new league and a brand new deck, but we're going to do something a little bit different every Monday. I'm going to show you the deck I'm playing for the week, and also we're going to have a look at the leaderboard every Monday to see which decks are rocking and are rolling and moving up pretty quickly. Look at that, 75 shields already. Wow, Glowworm, what are you playing? Let's have a look. Festive Traditions, there we go, a great deck for this week. Really energy efficient. Don't forget, energy this week is only 8 per turn. I think it's a little bit more on the first turn, but then it's 8 per turn and a minimum of 8. So luckily, you shouldn't see too many drain decks out there. There might be a few inflation decks. Another Festive Tradition. Top 3 places are all taken up with Festive Traditions at the moment. Really good deck. I did think about that, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. Has Housey House, 5th position, got his deck up there? 34 shields, no deck from Ziggy. Let's see if we can find a few more. Yeah, I'm going to do this every Monday so we can all check out what decks seem to be working. I know some people struggle to build decks, so we can probably steal some good ideas from other people. Japanese deck, wow, Magna Carta in there. That's going to help. I thought that would be too expensive, but maybe not. They're doing well with it. SRD 705. Very good. Nice deck. Let's see if there's anyone else we know. Let's have a look at the 12th place. Oh, Exciting Explorers, really good deck. That should be quite energy efficient this week. It is good with that Ferdinand fusion card. That is a good card as well. Really good deck. Yeah, I think every Monday we're going to do this. We're going to check out the leaderboard early on, like I said, and see what everybody else is playing. But I'm not going to do it before I play. I'm going to build my deck and see if I can get to Dragon with my deck as always. Another Japanese deck. That one looks a little bit lower on energy. Really good. But yeah, I wanted to do something a bit different. So we've gone with an amazing tiny lock deck. I will show you the deck very shortly. And then we will go and play a league game with it. Anybody else we recognise down here? Loads of new names. Don't recognise half of these people. Chia Jai, or however, he is a big collector. I know that. He's got pretty much every card, I think, but no deck to show. Oh, Marky Baby, one of my friends. He's on my friends list. I do know Marky. What's he got? Oh, nothing to show, Marky. Oh well. Anybody else before we go and check Mad Mahoney? Oh, good old Mad Mahoney, still going strong. 3 shields, looking good. Number 71. What's he got? Not going to load up by the looks of it. Never mind. Okay, so let's go and check out my deck. But what you should be looking at really this week, I reckon, Best Editions is really good. Marsupials is obviously going to be really good on a tiny league deck. Going Underground works really well. Little Critters, I've seen loads of people playing at Little Critters. Really good deck, actually. And you do have the bonus, if you're lucky, off the arena boost. I think it's 100, so a good option. And then Tiny Rainbow, loads of people playing different types of Tiny Rainbow. But this is my version. It is a Tiny Rainbow lock deck, and it's working really well. The reason it is working well, it is absolutely destroying people's rotation. Got quite a few lock cards in it, and I'm sure it is quite annoying to play. So should we go and have a look at the deck? I reckon we should. Let's load it up. Let's get that deck. Where's the button? I've lost the button. There we go. Okay, so let's go and check out this deck. So the first card, Nano Robotics. It's a fusion card, 1 for 0. If you can read that tiny writing, I'll read it for you. On the draw, if your deck contains exactly 4 science cards, which it does, your science cards, wherever they are, gain 15. If your deck contains 7 science cards, your science cards will gain 10. And on the return, if you had 9 science cards, your science cards will get 8. Well, we've got 4, but it's a 1 for 0 card. We've gone with loads of tiny cards in this one. It works really well. So it's the first of our 4 science cards. Second one, another 1 for 0 binary. Brilliant card for this week. On the draw, your cards, wherever they are, with 2 or less base energy, gain plus 22 power for 4 turns. Super card. Infinity is back. 1 for 23. Ultra Fusion card. So you should be able to craft this one yourselves. Great card for a tiny week. On the play, all cards, wherever they are, lose minus 45 power this turn. So that's yours and your opponent's cards. And on the return, your cards, wherever they are, lose -67 next turn. And your opponent's cards, wherever they are, lose 89 next turn. Sounds a bit weird, that card, but trust me, it works really well in this deck. As does the Multiverse. I think this is one of about 3 mythics in this deck. This is a great card, by the way, for a tiny week. 1 for 11. On the draw, a random card in your hand gains 11 permanently. On the draw, a random card in your opponent's hand loses 11 permanently. And on the play, your cards in hand gain +11 until played. We've got loads of tiny buffing cards, so all these cards are going to get some super buffs as the game progresses. This deck gets super duper strong, by the way. Kultar, 1 for 0. It's going to fit in loads of different decks this week. This card, absolutely great. It's only an Epic Limited. On the return, this card gains +60 power and costs +1 energy permanently. So that card towards the end of the game will be awesome. It is a 4/4/4, so no surprise we've got the World Turtle. On the play, if your deck has exactly 4 arts and culture cards, your arts and culture cards, wherever they are, gain +14 until played. Repeat for each album. So all 4 of our albums with 4 cards will get 14. Great card. Cockatrice, the first of our evil lock cards, 2 for 27. Again, he will get some of those buffs for a tiny deck. On the return, an opponent's random card in hand locks for 2 turns. Like I said, we are going to try and muck up our opponent's rotation, and it works really well. Frilled Dragon, another good tiny card, 2 for 22. On the play, your cards, wherever they are, with 1 or less base energy gain +22 until played. He's 2 for 22. Limited legendary as well. Nice card, that one. Really good. Moving on to the yellow ones. Nebuchadnezzar the second. 2 for 17. Bit of a wild card because so many people are playing Life on Land decks. This card is working really, really well. 2 for 17 on the return. 2 opponents' random Life on Land cards in hand lock next turn. This deck is absolutely destroying most of those green decks. Really good. Another mythic, the Ark of the Covenant, 2 for 22. Again, a great card for a tiny week. On the draw, a random card in your hand gains +70 until play. That's a really good boost. Christ the Redeemer, 0 for 0. I like these 0 for 0 cards. On the draw, this card gains +20 power and costs +1 energy permanently. Similar to him is the South Pole, 0 for 0. On the draw, this card gains +30 and costs +2 permanently. Really good, the South Pole. Those 2 cards are great. Another lock card, Jack Frost, only 3 for 15. He misses out on lots of the buffs, unfortunately, but he is worth having in because on the draw, if you get the rotation right, you want him at the beginning of the round. An opponent's random card in hand locks this round. Super. Huggy, 3 for 30. This card will buff up all of those cards we've been looking at. Look at this. On the return, your cards with 0 base energy, wherever they are, gain 23 power until played. Your cards with 1 base energy, wherever they are, gain 13 until played. Amazing card. Good old Huggy. Invisible Man, this is my only hold card. I have got a version where I've also got another hold card, which is Bamboo, but that is not the lock deck. This is the lock deck, my preferred choice this week. 0 for 0 again. On the start, another random card in your hand gains +10 until played. So yeah, you just want to hold Invisible Man pretty much for the entire game until you are going for the win. And Chaos, 0 for 0. A mythic on the start of this is the only arts and culture card in your deck. Your cards, wherever they are, gain +1 until played. He is in for the secret ability. The secret ability, if you don't know, I've had a lot of people asking me about it actually. If your deck has got exactly five different albums, which we do, so we've got 4, 4, 4, and 4, and then 2 paleontology cards. 9 of your cards gain 21 power until played, and that's on the return. That's the secret ability. Absolutely amazing card, certainly in a tiny week. Okay, the last 2 cards, like I said, 2 paleontologies, another 0 for 0. We are going with loads of 0 cards. He will get all the buffs, but he's also going to buff himself up. And if you are lucky with this deck, you can easily play him 3 times. He will buff up quite expensive on the energy costs, but the rest of the deck is so cheap to play. So on the draw, if you've played Dragon this game, this card gains plus 144 power and costs plus 7 energy permanently. And on the return, your opponent's remaining cards in hand burn 30 until played. And the last one, Bothy really low piss, or Bothy as I call him. 4 for 40. He's a nice buffing card. Some people go with Argentavis instead, but this I think is the best option this week. On the play, if your deck contains 14 or more cards from different collections, which it does, your cards, wherever they are, gain +10 until played, and this card gains an additional 10 permanently. The reason I prefer him over Argentavis is, if you do the maths, this card is much, much bigger. Okay, there we go. Let's go and get a league game going. There is a deck on the left. I will give you the deck code shortly. My Lady Guia. Hello, my lady. Is she from my Dada and My Many Wives? Okay, let's say hello. What are you playing? Looks like a bit of a rainbow deck, maybe. Okay, the good thing with this deck is early on you want to get out as many of your buffing cards as you can, like Bothy and the World Turtle. And really then just try and rotate them as... No, don't tell me you're playing Game Dev. I've seen a few people playing Game Dev. Oh, you will get destroyed. Game Dev gets stronger and stronger towards the end of the game, but so does this deck. The trouble with Game Dev this week is you probably can't afford to play many cards for the first round or two unless you get some good energy saving out. Anyhow, let's not worry about my lady. Let's keep going. Well, there's the Ark of the Covenant. That's going to help them a little bit. Give them a few extra points. But we're already 100. There's that special ability or secret ability. So here is Infinity. I'm tempted to play Infinity. The downside here is Nebatrick Bandy, or whatever it's called, only hits life on land cards, and they've only got one. What are you doing, my lady? If you're not going to play a card, I'm going to play Infinity. I think they might be struggling with energy, actually. Are they going to play a card? Let's give them a few more seconds. Let's put Infinity down to destroy their cards for the next turn. Oh, my lady, that's going to cost you 89 on all of your cards. Game Dev is definitely not the way to go. I've seen a few people playing it today. I think there's a lot of people that don't know anything else to play, really. So hopefully, if you watch the first part of this video, you might get a few good ideas. Good old Jack Frost. Look at that. Right where we need him. So let's put him in that M box. Let's hope they don't play that life on land card. Oh, I ended the turn. That was silly. And it's Funeral Bell as well. Nice. Unfortunately, I had 0 points for you to hit, my lady. So the good thing, normally, if you play Dragon and Nebu, I'm going to call him, next to each other, you're locking up their cards, if they've got life on land cards, and you're burning them. And it works really, really well against a life on land deck. And it's that combo, really, that probably won me more games than anything. And Cockatrice as well, locking them all up for 2 turns. It's just destroys their rotation. They don't know what to do. They don't know what's coming. And also, you can hold Invisible Man, and he will start buffing up nicely. And it's just really smooth deck, this one. I do like it. Like I said, it has lost a couple of games. But normally where I've had really, really poor rotation or... Oh, good score. Okay, we are close, my lady. Well done. Looking at good. Content Manager is a great card. We are still 7 in front. Oh, that was the final turn. I didn't even realise that. Oh, 2-0. Well, this could be a quick game, actually. Let's get our buffing cards round. I'm thinking World Turtle, Huggy. Crisis looking good. Let's get him at the beginning. 2-7-1. We might lose this round, but we are powering up our cards. But the Game Dev cards now will start getting quite powerful. Just that first round is really going to cost you if you're playing Game Dev, I think, this week. Not bad. You're doing okay, my lady. Only 16 in front. Invisible Man is buffing up slowly. But look at all these other cards. All these 0 cards are just helping each other out. Oh, let's go with Kultar, South Pole, and Chaos to get another buff. 3-7-1. There's that Argentavis card. Okay. In fact, this is neck and neck. 3-7-1. Deck code, by the way, DV30RM. If you do fancy playing a tiny lock deck, I do like it. Also, if you didn't hear about the Next Fest festival last week. Do go to Steam, do look up Cars Universe and everything, add it to your wish list. It is now up there. PC version is absolutely awesome. Do check out some of last week's videos. Look at that, 361. Let's go for it. Oh, my lady, my lady. Ooh, that was a bit of a gamble there, but no problem whatsoever. 3-0 against a good game dev deck. You can see their energy costs were coming right down. Anyhow, guys, that is my tiny lock deck and also the top decks of the week. Hope you quite liked the first bit of the video. Do let me know in the comments below if you like that bit or if I should just carry on like we normally do. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Take care, everybody, and we will see you soon. Bye.